Explosive I-Team investigation. We found U.S. postal workers drinking and driving on the job. Senior investigative reporter John Mercure joins us with this story. John?
Well, Mike, over the course of 3 months, our hidden camera investigation found some Milwaukee postal workers spending day after day, hour after hour in a local bar, drinking alcohol, and then driving off in postal trucks you and I pay for. Our hidden cameras will show you postal workers doing more than handling mail. They're hanging out in a local bar during their shift.
On the job while they're working. No kidding.
Not only are they drinking on the job, they're then getting into 2-ton trucks and tooling around the city on the same roads as our unsuspecting families and neighbors. You could kill somebody driving this truck around after you sit in there and drink. And you're not going to comment on it. You'll hear what he eventually told us. His embarrassed boss also had something to say.
It's against the policy. They should not do it.
And wait until you see what we found during the busiest postal week of the year.
It is terrible. Oh, that's bad.
We trust them to deliver our mail, and most Milwaukee postal workers do it in a safe, efficient manner. Most, but not all. This is Mike's A Little Bit of Country on State, a small neighborhood bar. It's a bar frequented by postal workers in uniform in the middle of the day. This is Mike the mailman. Mike likes Miller Genuine Draft. You can see the MGD can in front of him. We see Mike here day after day, always in the middle of the afternoon, always with his MGD, usually with his big mail truck parked right outside. And the people who live in this neighborhood notice.
I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible. I mean, anybody that's going to drink and drive, I mean, there's too many little kids, too many families torn apart every day, every year.
And Mike does drink and drive. On numerous days, we film him inside drinking and then outside driving off in his mail truck. Then there's Tom. Tom prefers hard liquor. On most days, Tom saunters into Mike's and saddles up to the bar in the middle of the afternoon. As our cameras roll, Tom takes down more than one mixed drink as his United States Postal truck sits outside. Our cameras catch Tom after an afternoon of drinking, climbing into that truck and heading back to work. We asked Tom about his midday boozing and cruising. Tom, can we ask you some questions? Talk to us about why you're driving this around to the bar in Milwaukee.
Is there a bar here in Milwaukee that I'm by next to?
Yes, Mike's, near 26th and State. You stop and drink and then you get back in and drive it some more?
No, you're
We
wrong
have
there.
video of you drinking. Are you going to tell me that's not true?
Yeah, I am.
Really? Here's Tom drinking. Here's Tom drinking again. Hey, here's more of Tom drinking. And here's Tom on one of the busiest postal days of the year, the Tuesday before Christmas, drinking. So you do not drive this truck to Mike's on State and then drink. Mixed drinks. We pay for this truck.
That's crazy if they're drinking and driving those kinds of trucks. Can't imagine.
Later that afternoon, we caught up with Tom again. Tom, we pay for this truck that you're driving around after you sit and drink.
No, our services do.
Who do you think pays for those services? We do. Every time we buy stamps or mail a package at a post office like Hilltop, where Tom works. What's your boss going to think of this?
Come on, buddy, watch out.
Tom didn't want to talk about the fact that day after day after day we saw him park this truck, go into the bar, have drinks, come back out, and drive off in this truck. But his bosses, they had plenty to say.
That is against policy. Anytime that they're in uniform, they're not to be consuming alcohol.
Bob Cavender is the Milwaukee postmaster.
But I can just assure you, this is not something that our employees make a habit of. And yeah, I think it's something that we definitely have to take a look at.
On this day, our helicopter actually caught Tom leaving the bar, hopping into his truck, and heading back to the mailroom to finish his day after consuming alcohol inside the neighborhood bar.
We need to look at what's happening out there with our employees, make sure that they are staying on the route.
None of those routes includes a cocktail at Mike's or any other bar.
Unbelievable. Yeah, unacceptable. Yeah, that's not cool. That's not right at all. No way.
Tom, why are you running from us if you're not doing anything wrong?
We also need to look at my management processes. You know, where did we should have done something better to make sure that things like this couldn't happen.
And we've learned a letter was sent out to all postal workers by the Milwaukee postmaster. It reminds workers that it is against policy to drink while in uniform. The reminder may have come too late for at least a couple of workers. We're told tonight they remain under investigation and they could eventually be terminated.
Now, this was not an isolated incident with these individuals. I mean, you seem to have caught them on numerous occasions.
Day after day, even over several months. Yes, it was an ongoing issue, an ongoing problem that we documented there.
All right, thanks, John. Good story.